America's outgoing intelligence chief, Tulsi Gabbard, has dropped a bombshell on her final day in the office, declassifying never-before-seen documents alleging that Dr. Anthony Fauci, America's top infectious diseases expert, secretly funded dangerous gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab, suppressed the truth about COVID's lab leak origins, and also lied to the Congress under oath in 2024. Listen in to what she says.
Before the COVID pandemic, Dr. Fauci, as head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, provided millions in U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund dangerous gain-of-function research on bat coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, work which is now widely viewed as the source of the unintentional lab leak that sparked the pandemic. Now, in support of President Trump's maximum transparency mandate, today, on my final day as Director of National Intelligence, I'm releasing never-before-seen communications and documents that expose exactly how Fauci worked with politicized career leadership in the intelligence community to suppress the truth about his actions, the virus's lab leak origins, and his role in directing U.S. funding for this dangerous research that caused immeasurable harm and countless lost lives. Now, these documents expose Fauci's direct role in influencing and manipulating IC assessments on COVID-19 and how Fauci lied to Congress in 2024 when under oath he denied knowledge of or participation in discussions with intelligence officials about viral research.
This is a massive expose, and we have Srinjoy Chaudhary joining us on the broadcast with the details. Tulsi Gabbard in the declassified COVID-19 files alleges that Fauci shaped virus origin assessments and also misled the U.S. Congress, Srinjoy.
Which is the bigger problem? That's something that has to be looked at. First of all, yes, he did give money to a Chinese lab. Now that's important, because if that has happened, then the question comes up, why a Chinese lab? That's something that has to be kept in mind. It's all right to finance dangerous research. That happens quite a lot. But why a Chinese lab? And then secondly,
yes,
the issue that relates to lying to Congress.
Yes, and
now,
under
if
oath.
you've done that,
Srinjoy, my apologies, do stay with us. He is said to have lied under oath as well. We'll come back to that discussion. I just want to introduce Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, who also joins us on the broadcast. And Dr. Bagai, this is extremely shocking. And this is Tulsi Gabbard, who goes on to say that America's top infectious diseases expert had secretly funded this gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab.
Good evening. So I think the truth is out. There was always smoke underneath the lid. COVID-19 has killed more than 7.5 million people globally, worldwide, and the unregistered deaths actually exceed more than 35 million. But apart from that, more than 750 million have been infected with COVID, and more than 40% of them are having some symptoms of long COVID, even 3 years after the last wave of Omicron. In the earlier programs on your channel itself, we had discussed this extensively in 2020-21, that there has been an alteration and an insertion of a mutation, what we call as gain-of-function gene, which has actually precipitated this kind of unprecedented and catastrophic spread of COVID. Coming to Fauci himself, I think he has lied. There has obviously been a deliberate attempt of a cover-up, which doesn't speak well either of US or WHO. WHO itself has come under severe flack for its inability to tackle COVID in an appropriate manner. Neither did we get information, neither was the inquiry done in time, neither is the inquiry report made public globally. And more importantly, 90% of the developing countries didn't have a vaccine at all. In fact, it was India which was exporting vaccines. So I think it reflects very poorly on Fauci, very poorly on WHO, and I think he should be held culpable for millions of deaths globally. He cannot escape this now.
Yes. for the world coming to a complete halt, countless lives that were lost because of COVID. Dr. Bagai, thank you for joining us. Let me take this back to Srinjoy. And Srinjoy, what will be the consequence of this? Like Dr. Bagai was also pointing out, the entire world suffered because of this. There are multiple lives that were lost in countries across the world. There has to be a consequence of this.
Yes. If you lie to Congress, then, especially under oath, as you rightly said, there is a price to pay for it. So Congress will have to look at this very seriously. And once Congress begins its investigations, or once Congress is briefed about this, then clearly Congress will take serious action. And I'm referring to the US Congress, which is the American Parliament, which is bicameral. The representatives, House of Representatives and the Senate. Then, of course, comes other issues. What will the American government do? Or rather, why hasn't the American government done anything about it so far? The Trump administration took over a year and a half ago. Now, Tulsi Gabbard, in her last day of office, releases a document which is as important as it is. Now, you would expect the U.S. government to do something about it. You would expect, you would have expected the U.S. government to do something about it a long while ago. Why wait for a year and a half to actually even release it?
Okay, all right. Srinjoy, thank you for joining us with all those details.